we are ready for the Winnerbracket Semifinal. Who will follow Kaho into the top 3 and who will not be forced into a gruesome lower bracket run today and tomorrow? Happy, maybe a little bit of the favorite, but Soin had major upsets against him. For example, in the W3Champions Season 9. Since then, Happy got his revenge multiple times in Show Cup, but since then, since the W3Champions finals, the meta has shifted a little, and also since the Show Cups that Happy won, meta has shifted a little, and there's a lot more variety in the head-to-head. It is 2/3 for Happy, 1/3 for Soin. That's a good result, but Soin needs more than 1/3 of this best of 3. He needs 2 out of 3. Let's go. Mr. Demo Man, I think it is us.
Oh, yeah, baby. It certainly is. The two of us on the mics, and Happy and Soin on the battlegrounds. Two of the most successful players in W3Champions history recently. Of course, Happy always, doing very well, basically in any tournament he's in. But Soin, some people may have forgotten. He was a champion before. He took first place before against none other than Happy.
And of course, we have to remind you guys, if you make it to the grand final through the winner bracket, you get a 1-0 advantage in the best of 7 format. Oh man, quite some history between the two. Let's see what the hero choices are. So far, not that spectacular. Farseer Headhunters for Soin. Stick to your guns, and Happy also not going for a Lich first, but rather a DK.
So everything is looking very standard so far. This matchup early game seems to have been figured out. The Ghoul build just simply superior. In the past, we used to see a lot of Tet Fiend build with 3 Ghouls, slow early game into a Fiend transition at Dark Ranger second. That also tended to work okay-ish, but it was always much harder to play. It's very easier to fall behind with that Tet Fiend build, and I think that's the most important thing, you can never get ahead. No matter what you do, you can never get ahead in the early game. Whereas with the Ghoul build, the onus is on the Orc to not make mistakes. As the Orc, you have to be aggressive. You have to slow down the DK. You have to put in some damage. You have to force some coils. And you have to make sure he doesn't get level 3 too easily. So this also makes the game a lot tougher for the Orc player.
Exactly. When you can pressure the DK early, that's your recipe to victory in the mid-game stages. And ideally prevent level 2, but we say you gotta be aggressive, etc. Someone's just creeping.
Yeah, this is very unusual to see nowadays. Also a slow tech and an early upgrade. So this is kind of the Lin influence, I guess. Super early upgrade on the Headhunters. Very slow with the tech. Trying to creep up the Farseer early on. Interesting. If the Farseer gets high levels, with level 2 Wolves early, pretty strong. But this comes at a risk. If this DK gets level 3 fast, which it might, this could lead to big trouble in Little China. But cool creep route as well. Farseer creeping the green and the Wolf in position because he knows that Happy loves to go for the lab. And since the scout was there, Happy can't afford to creep this one.
Right on. And the crab goes to Soin as well. That's level 2 then guaranteed. And if I learned something in the past 13 years of Warcraft, and a little Linfluence is never wrong. And this level, or very early +1 attack upgrade, seemingly really paying off. We see it here now completed. 32 max damage for a tier 1 unit. That's not half bad.
Farseer gonna take out the Acolyte. If he was to get the lab, this would be sick. Would be really good for him. Would also mean that the DK, though, would be getting level 3. Happy's items so far, horrible, by the way. The ring, the only item you don't want from the first camp, and the cloak, basically the only item you don't want from the second camp. So far, Fortuna is on the side of the Orc. The tech is very comparable for once in this matchup. Normally it's the Orc way faster, but here we're going to arrive on tier 2 at the same time.
Looking good thus far. We have a couple of subs. Thank you, Ceresman, Lindfra, Lucas Hingis, and Sisonic for the bits. Now the first real engagement. Who's gonna get the last hits? How many coils do you have to throw? Oh, was that a last hit? I don't think so. So far, Happy with a clean game.
Oh, Chain Lightning looking for some kills. Almost got the Ghoul. That one barely survived. The Ghoul will go down in the end. Wolf gets the kill there. A couple more mana points available for coils, but Happy not using the coil right there. Oh, this is going to be a bloody exchange here in the early game. 3 ghouls going to be going down total against 2 headhunters, which makes it fairly even.
Oh man, can he get another ghoul? These wolves, they're hungry. They're always hungry. But I guess that's a save.
Oh wow, I thought that one was going to get chased down, but no. Should be a save now if Happy pays attention. And looking at the experience bar, the DK, very close now to level 3.
Oh yeah, Fassi, I can't say the same. But DK is close to all the headhunters and all the Fastian wolves. Might lose a couple of HP here, or maybe even surround. Close-ish. Maybe Soin hanging in there a little too long.
Yeah, 3 headhunters traded for 2 ghouls. Not ideal, especially when we look at this experience bar. DK about to get his level 3. However, no mana at the moment. Resources also for tech are going to be relevant here. Happy can go tier 3 soon, but first wants to go Dark Ranger. Oh! Once you get the Dark Ranger here now, find another kill and get that level 3.
Wow, I thought this fell out of meta again. Happy tried this once or twice, and it was very, very successful, and then it was shut down heavily, that DK Ghoul Dark Ranger build. We thought, okay, maybe it's the best of both worlds. Combine the Ghoul build with the Dark Ranger follow-up and not go Lich. But yeah, so far, no real success.
Happy woke up the creeps, but the headhunter somehow survives. That guy has seen some stuff. He's gonna come back home to the stronghold with some PTSD.
Surround.
Oh, can he? Oh! If he saves that headhunter, that's so sick. Wow! What a sick save! Oh, just almost. The Dark Ranger gets in the last shot. By the TP forced, a lot of HP lost, and decent recovery by Mr. Soin, but it was still 4 headhunters down total, I believe, so that is some noticeable losses.
Yeah, quite some forces, of course, slows down creeping. Oopsie, end snare. Oh, works out. I guess this force TP is kind of preparation of what's to come, because we know if Soin has success in this matchup, it's via hero kill.
Yeah, he has looked absolutely terrifying with that 4 between Ensnare, Stomp, and Hex. Of course, we know how strong that can be. TC picks up the item, Big Invo Potion. Great find right there. That ensures he's going to have that necessary item later on. But here we see the power of the level 2 coil finds another kill. 5 headhunters now lost. And Soin in deep water.
I agree. Ghoul skeletons, that's always the problem. No Lich yet. Tier 3 on the way, halfway done. Little ahead for Soin. Soin is getting his big weapons only now, like right after this one. The Stomp, the Hex, the End Snare, all that sweet disable. But he also needs to invest into Headhunters more. He needs the firepower.
Ooh, the Wolf Scout. This could be a turning point in this game. If Soin finds the creep, it can prevent it, maybe steal it, maybe kill something. This is the way back into a good position. The Ogre Lord with the waves doing a good amount of damage. 1 ghoul is going to be sacrificed here, but Happy wants the big item. Wait a minute, did he steal it? No way, right?
Oh my god, did he?
No,
no.
The Fiend got the last.
Okay, that was a
Happy
little
got it. And the Claws plus 12, and that was very much needed. Concealed Hill, a very tough map to stack up damage-wise, and these Claws now help a lot.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Tier 3 unfolds. Berserker upgrade already queued. Remainers of the Rat Spot gives a TC level 2.5. Big Invo Potion, of course, as we said. Really nice. Happy moves across to his expansion. Maybe a little preparation. Is that Fiend transition common?
Yeah, Happy's been doing it more and more. In the past, he would only go Frenzy Ghouls and Destroyers in the late game, but he's been mixing in Fiends much more, which especially makes it way, way easier to counter Wyvern. I'm not exactly sure why he has changed with this so much or what his flowchart there is. In theory, this also means you can go way better into upgrades and double down the late game that way. But it does make the fight also a bit easier for the Orc, I think, if you go just pure Fiends. But at the moment, we have a healthy mix. We have some Frenzy Ghouls, we have some Fiends, and a list to join soon. But Soin got both consumables here on the map.
Right on. Double Invo Potion. We like that. Also perfect creeping when it comes to levels. TC level 3. Farseer level 3. Dark Ranger far away from that. But of course, you still have to level the Shadow Hunter, which is out now. You gotta level that Lich, which will be coming in a bit. Happy plays this kinda greedy, right? No consumable, no TP.
Yeah, I guess since he's not willing to take that fight yet, he doesn't need it yet. Plus also, if he's paying very close attention, he may not need it. However, Lich third is always underleveled. Lich third is always very squishy. And that hero can die super easy if you don't have the invuln, so I would expect he will go for that here before too long by creeping the red camp. Soin is heading south. This could be a perfect creep deck for the Orc.
And again, no TP. Lich arrives now. Tri-hero combo online on both sides. Is there a way to take out the statues? Is there a way to minimize the ghouls? They have frenzy. Their DPS is insane. But Happy moves back, unwilling to take that fight.
The Wand of Illusion could be a big help. If these Berserkers are on A-click, they're gonna waste a ton of damage on the illusions, potentially. And Happy's gonna engage. Coil Nova running in, not going for the Shadow Hunter, who kind of was exposed, but had the Invo Potion, so smart choice. Stomp lands on the Ghouls, Chain Lightning coming in. We have illusions being used. So Soin has to target fire, can't just go A-click. And we have a bloody brawl on both sides. Lots of units going down, Berserkers versus the Ghouls. Invo pop, breaks the silence, hits the Stomp. And that's a big one. Seems like that one landed pretty flush. And Happy dropping down in supply. 39 supply only left for the for the Undead player. And mana running out as well. Hex on the DK now trying to fall back. Going for a hero kill. If he kills the DK here, this could be his game. But the DK with the rings, pretty tanky.
Also a great devour by the Destroyer. Wolves were supposed to block. Didn't really work. Chain Lightning against the illusions. Little unlucky. Wanted to get rid of the skeletons, I guess. Both players, as you said, heavy loss. Would love to have an Invo Potion now. Lich, dry. There was the last coil. Hex comes in immediately. Dark Ranger. He wants this hero kill. He wants to end this game. Raider comes in. Here's the end snare. And Happy was too greedy. The entire game, no TP that could have saved him here. Kodo falling. Fiend back. Level 4 on the other side. Can he clean this up? One swing with the axe. Okay, that Fiend is down. Bloody brawl indeed. Remo, who's the lead?
Kind of hard to tell right now, supply-wise. We see the Orc in the lead, but a lot of stuff was invested. Lots of units dying, even a hero, and consumables as well. One Invo Potion was popped, but the second one's still available on the TC. But mana is the big story here. On the Orc side, almost nothing left. Happy's kind of low mana, but he's got the statue. The statue being here now again is a big boon for the Undead. Taking out that one statue was huge for Soin, but of course they're being remade.
Another fight for the dragon. They want to re-engage. 2 coils up. Only 1 stomp though. 1 chain lightning. And level 2 on the Shadow Hunter. Nobody really willing to engage. That dragon, quite a force. Is there any level ups close? Level 4 TC would be a big help. But maybe the number of headhunters isn't high enough. Here we go. Onto the DK immediately. Ghouls taken out.
The Raider will survive for now. Ensnare now coming in against the Destroyer. That one should be going down pretty quick. One more coil being used, trying to save the Destro, but the piercing damage is noticeable. Great kiting from the Berserkers. They're being pulled back, trying to minimize the losses. That's level 4 on the TC. Going for the Lich now, and guess what? There's no Invo Potion. That's what I was talking about. The Lich third is always going to be squishy and under-leveled, and here Happy gets punished, and with that, we have Soin probably in a big lead. DK might be getting surrounded here as well, but Happy doesn't want to back up yet.
Dude, this Ring of Regen is working out big time. Only a level 1 Lich, of course. Dark Ranger might just be ensnared. No, he's going for the statues to get rid of that regen that you mentioned prior to the fight. Might be the smarter task. Coil used again. There's one more. There's always one more when Happy has a DK and a statue.
Could execute the Raider again with a coil. There it is. Lands the Ensnare though on the statue. That could be a kill, but Happy's going to return the favor. Morphs the Destroyer. Wolves will be taken out. Sucks up the mana as well, so has good mana now on this Destro. And this is such a bare-knuckle fight, dude. This is really close. The DK now in trouble. These rings have been so good for him. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hex.
No Dispel against the Hex. Where's the Dispel? Happy late with the Dispel. Huge mistake. That might cost him the game right here.
He was willing to go for the Shadow Hunter. That block by the TC secured the Chain Lightning. Wonderfully done by Soin. Just using that mistake by Happy and get further and further ahead. The third attack upgrade for the Headhunters is done. Almost 50 max damage on every single Headhunter, which is insane. And of course now, no aura nor a coil.
Oh my god, the Raider makes it to the fountain. Might be able to heal there. The Dark Ranger looking for the kill. The Raider's thinking about the Ensnare again. What a crazy fight, but Happy has almost nothing left. He's waiting for the DK to come back from the altar, but that takes so long. And Happy, he was refusing to back away from a fight, but I think now he has to. And Soin will get the Drake and the huge lead on map 1.
Ooh, a couple of hurt units are coming back as well. That bath in the fountain will be a blessing for the Orc army. Limited amount of ensnares, so he can't attack too much. Kodo gotta be careful. Headhunter gotta be careful. But yeah, it's an entire minute of no DK.
Yeah, Soin is close to 2 level 5 heroes. And he's in a position good enough to stay in the game long enough for this to have to come to fruition. Shadowhunter's level 3. He's about to have 5-5-3 hero levels. This must be his game.
I agree. Supply lead, XP lead, and a super strong late game. The Shadowhunter is also level 3. That hurts him in the revive, but it helps him so much when it comes to actual fighting. He's even going for defense upgrades. When do you ever see that? Happy is using so much time just to creep this red drake. And you know what? So is creep checking.
Yes, Happy had to take a risk. He had to rely on not being found here. But he was found. This might be the end. TC looking for the stomp. Wasn't really a big one, but he doesn't need big ones here. Gets 2 kills regardless. Ensnare lands. Another Fiend goes down. Happy just hemorrhaging units. Now we have double level 5s. And so it must have a smile on his face. He's doing it again. The Happy Kryptonite is doing it again.
Unbelievable, but it's Happy. Don't rule him out until there's the double Gs, or triple Gs, or quad Gs. Sweet coil, but is it even enough? That's the last one. No, it's not! Win for Soin!
Oh my god, what a game. Unbelievable performance. Both players microing their minds. I really think what it came down to, that double potion of vulnerability from Soin was so huge in those fights. It allowed him to just continuously fight. He didn't have to wait for daytime to take the first big exchange, and then he could take another fight, the second fight over that red drake, where he really got ahead in that exchange. One thing I was surprised by from the early game was Soin was so willing to go for surrounds, actually, which is something we don't see too often. A lot of Orc players play with a ton of fear against Happy in the early game, but Soin showed no signs. It was just pure confidence out of him. That was a great performance from both players, really, but Soin pulls ahead thanks, partly to the items, I would say.
Yeah, when the Lich level 1 died, I think that really put the nail in the coffin. If this Lich survives, the coil lands, Happy might be able to eke it out with the statues. He had more coils available. Why didn't he have an inborn? Why didn't he buy an inborn? The shop was right next to him. He could have purchased it easily. I think that was the big mistake by Happy here, not having the Invo potion, which is quite weird. That might have cost him the game.
Yeah, a little too greedy, not going for the utility items. Thank you, Smoke Coalition, for gifting a sub to Zabi. And now 1-0 lead for Soin. Is it happening again? Will we see Happy in the lower bracket again? I think that would only be the second time ever that this happened in W3Champions final history. The next map is a special one. It's unfortunately rotated out of the active map pool, but this is the swan song of Shadowgrave. That is wrong. Shadowed Exile.
That is correct. Yes, sir. Shadowed Exile. We saw it yesterday in an epic Night of Mirror. I don't know about you, Neil, but I wouldn't complain if this game took 45 minutes. I would be like, oh yeah.
You know me, Remo. I never complain. Mr. Positivity, Mr. Sunshine. That's what they call me. We have Soin one map away from the winner bracket final versus Kaho. And Happy fighting for his life in the winner's bracket in the bottom left. We gotta say also, since there's always a lot of talk about this, game 1 was Happy's server.
Yeah, true. And now we're going to be on Russia East, where Soin is going to be more favored. Also, this is his map choice. I wonder what specialty he has prepared here, if any. But, chances aren't looking bad for Soin to make this a 2-0.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How often have we been in this situation? Or a 2-0 situation, the best of 5. And then, in the end, Happy always owns you. So far, Farseer Headhunters versus DK Ghouls, that stays the same. But yeah, it is a very unique map because of the mercenary camps, because of how the expansions work, because they are very, very close to the labs. All the stuff that can be exploited.
A player's forces are under attack.
So creep routes here are very important. Question is, on this unusual map, who has studied them more, who has optimized them more? What we certainly see plenty of also in other matchups, is the labs. The labs early on, pretty easy to take. They are green camps and they offer claws of attack if you're lucky. Happy earlier had the ring. That's not what he wanted. This time, gloves. That is better. And you can take 2 of those labs very easily and quickly for a quick level 2.
Let's go then. That is the quick level 2 very, very soon. Standard. It's a big map that should result in an easy level 2 on both sides. Soin making it across the map already. Ruthless aggression from the Korean today.
It's gonna pick up that level 2 here. I think these elementals only give a tome, if I'm not mistaken, so not the best drop here. While Happy takes out the next lab, hoping for the claws now. Double gloves, okay, also not bad for his Lich, which is to come later on. The Dark Ranger second, by the way, with his ghoul build, I'm not a big fan, I gotta say. I feel like the Lich works out way better because, well, he ends up not being so underleveled.
Yeah, I mentioned this when he picked it. It was super cool when it was a big innovation because for like a week, nobody really knew how to play against this and how to play against the timings. But people figured it out almost instantly. And then nobody played it anymore for good reason. Really strange choice by Happy to bring it back here today.
Yeah, I guess his feeling was he was in a good position after all those headhunter kills, and as long as he kept pressure on the opponent, he might be able to stop TC creeping, take it late, make use of frenzy ghouls. But, well, that's, if that doesn't work out, you're gonna end up with an underleveled Lich, which can be a big liability, just as we saw. Now the players are meeting for the first time. The Farseer is almost level 3 already, and guess what? 1 Skelly would be enough.
Oh, let's get it, though. He's a little greedy, wants this ghoul, and gets it. Level 3 right away. On the cost of mana, of course. Happy also full mana. Is he blocking with the wolves?
Wow.
Dude, no
Oh,
way!
surrounded! Can fight out, though.
He can't fight out, but man, what an exclamation mark early already.
That was pretty sick. If he gets the headhunter, Happy gets level 3. It's nighttime. I'm not sure if you saw him. He's looking for him. Ah, there he is. Little bugger. Happy trying to return the favor, get level 3 himself. Coil lands, no deny there. Important level 3 for the Russian.
Love it. This time also DK 2/3 HP will also be boosted by that Unholy Aura. Very low supply on each side. Happy not bringing in too many ghouls to the fight and to the creeping. So 1 each is totally fine as tier 2 finishes.
Next to the tavern. Is he trying to go Dark Ranger again? Looks like he is. Okay, Happy wants to try with a DR again. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but fair enough. Let's see how it goes this time. Hopefully, this time around, he's going to bring an Invul Potion. I believe that is crucial if you play Lich third.
Maybe he thinks that this
Because Dark Ranger... Oh, yeah.
map is so big and so macro-oriented that he can level the Lich anyway?
That could be. I feel like in general, though, you want to be pretty aggressive. I think you don't want to give the Orc just all that time to get high levels and upgrades on the Headhunters, which we see on 1.0 already. TC about to come out. I guess it all comes down to the Tauren Chieftain. Happy always wants to be in position right away to slow down that TC as much as he can.
Love the chip damage so far. This time, Happy's tech is quite a bit faster than before. A little greedier as well. Soin always with, you know, a hit here, a hit there, a block there. But no big damage done. This is rather calm compared to what we've seen before.
And now things get a bit tough for Happy because this is such a huge map and the creep patterns aren't very well developed. So it's really hard to tell now where the TC is creeping. On some other maps, you always know where he's going to go. Northern Isles, for example, super predictable. But here, who knows where he's going to go? He's going to take the first green camp here, but now he can go to the right-hand side gold mine, to the top gold mine. So you go to the greens, bottom right, greens, top left. And Happy's just forced to stay back and play passive. And if he's forced to stay back and creep, then I wonder, like, what's this Dark Ranger actually doing?
Yeah, not much, eh? Good damage with the Lightning Shield. That is a fine use of Lightning Shield. Ghouls hurt, Dark Ranger hurt, DK hurt. I really like almost every move that Soin is doing.
Thank you to Muffy with the 5 gifted subs. So far, I think every time we saw Shattered Exile, the map maker gifted 5 subs. So
Yeah.
for our sake,
Please,
let's hope
players.
we see it We see plenty more.
Exactly. Let's go. Thank you, Mafe. Thank you for the map that brought us so much joy. And of course, also for the financial support.
All right, Mafe, if we go beyond 40 minutes again, I think you have to go for another 5 gifted subs. Just saying. And in that case, maybe we bring Shadow Exile back. What do you guys say?
Oh, greater mana. I'm all for it, man. I was really shedding a tear when I saw that the play rate isn't too great. So it's down to the players. Boo players. We tried to shed a light on Shadow Exile many times.
Creeping continues, and of course on this big map, there's plenty of creeping to be done. Happy now heading south, and there might be finding his opponent. Lich not quite ready yet, though. Frenzy not quite ready yet. And Berserker upgrade about to finish soon. This could be a bit of an anti-timing for Happy, but good position for the Undead, that's for sure. Gonna find 1 kill. But I think that's a good TP usage for the Orc. Loses 1 headhunter only, got plenty of creeps. Got the Laria's Fluid of Accuracy, by the way. Perfect item for him. So much damage gonna be up and ready soon. TC about to be 3. And this Farseer also gonna be 4 soon. And that level 2 Chain Lightning does help out in those fights.
Since when are you a fan of level 2 Chain Lightning, Remo? I thought it's all about the woofies.
Listen, I'm not saying it's great.
Huh?
I'm saying it helps out. It's like
does help out.
It's like level 2 Acid Bomb. It's like okay, but it's not that good.
Dude, level 2 Acid Bomb is amazing. But yeah, I thought Soin was panicking just a tiny little bit while this was still a good decision and puts him into a good spot in general. He couldn't pick up the item because the Battle Golem was on it and Happy came into the position, so he knew. Oh my god, these items, by the way. Big mana, Flute, Devotion.
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
Even the ring is really good. Soin got the level 4, he got the level 3. He's looking in a really good position to just hold here. Happy hoping to find the exposed burrows, and indeed they don't have cement upgrade. But Soin in place to hold on, and Happy, you know, things haven't been going so well for him here this game. Has to go for a heal scroll for sure.
Yeah, and an Invo Potion now. Okay, so that issue is fixed. And a little bit of creeping, but Soin figures this out. Level 3 TC, so tanky. Rest of the army is busy there. Rune Bracers might actually not be the worst against Soin's playstyle.
And most importantly, the Orc doesn't get it.
Yeah.
For a second there, by the way, there was a solo TC harass. You don't see that every day until the rest of the army joined. A lot about positioning here. As I love to mention, that first stomp of the fight is so important. Happy's going to try to dodge it, Soin's going to try to land it perfectly.
Wolves are scouting for some movement. Happy going for the Merc camp. Damn, he wants this level 2 fast.
Consumable. Big Invo Potion. That is valuable. Berserkers on 2-0. Plus 8 damage. If these destroyers get ensnared, they're gonna die instantly. We have only 1 raider at the moment. We'll love to see some more raiders here out of Soin.
Little difference by Soin as well. Not going for the 3rd attack upgrade, maybe due to that flute, but rather the 2nd armor upgrade. The 1st armor upgrade in combination with the devotion. These units are quite a bit more tanky than in game 1.
Yeah, I love that. I think Orcs way undervalue the armor upgrades. Whether you have 0 armor or 2 or 4, it makes such a big difference. And now we're in 3.5. This is really good. We're getting later and later. The hero levels on Soin looking good, with the exception of the Shadowhunter. That's the one caveat here that really has to be rectified. And might want to try to creep in the top left at the red camp, but Happy, this is perhaps the opportunity he's waiting for. 60 supply all of a sudden here for the Undead, but also pretty much for the Orc.
Okay, then we have the big stomp right away, even without an Invo Potion. That's a good opener. And you mentioned it, that Destroyer. What Destroyer? It's just gone. How much AoE damage can Happy do with the Lich?
Breaks out of the silence with the Invo Potion. The TC has so much mana for more and more stomps. Let's see how this one goes. The ghouls have pretty much all been taken up, also Berserkers. Quickly falling. TC has more stomps ready, can land the perfect one right here. Oh my god! Hits everything! Dude. This might be the stomp for the victory. Happy, desperate times now, has to try to go for hero kill and gets it. Shadowhunter was on a level and was punished there. Dark Ranger targeted next, he's got the Invo Potion and does have the time. Misclick! Use it on the Lich because of F-key mess-ups. Just like I do in my ladder games. This fight still anyone's to take.
So much mana for the TC. He storms like he's part of Riverdale. Off we go. Kodo has eaten, will be focused. Happy, about to turn this around, if not for a hero kill. Is there mana? No, that's not. But also no Chain Lightning. My god, this is about 3 or 2 mana points here now.
Yeah, the mana here is such a crucial difference maker. That's where the statues are so good. Stomp comes in, Dark Ranger gets safe, but what about the Lich? That one again is squishy. May have to transfer the item. Ring given over, not the TP. Happy trying to stay in, find more kills. Level 2 aura from the TC, he's chasing. Happy, of course, has his own aura. Trying to go for Zeppelin. Oh my god! Zeppelin save, the stomp not in time. And Happy wins this fight and takes the lead on map 2.
Only Big Demi could do this. What a master of his craft. Glorious movement, having the presence of mind after a fight like this. To have to save him into a Zeppelin, just extraordinary. And now, Soin, what do? Supply is still in your favor, but the majority is not here at this position. Shadowhunter back now. There is, of course, a crosshair on the head of the Lich.
Yeah, this red camp has Frost Nova. This is no joke. Also Frost Armor, by the way. And tasting his own medicine right here. Shadowhunter now coming back. Happy hasn't gotten the camp yet. Soin still feeling daring. But the mana is the problem. TC doesn't even have a stomp right now. CORSAIR also not too much mana himself.
Just a little bit though. Just a few mana points. But where's the healing? Needs it. That next stomp must hit big. And the Chain Lightning follow up as well. Otherwise, Happy has too much control of this game.
And the Skellies now coming in one by one through these kills are so strong. Happy's taking control of this game. Trying to force the TP. And Snare. Stomp doesn't land though. TC doesn't come into position quickly enough. Torrent Chieftain very hurt. Heat Wave, is it ready?
Yep.
Is it ready?
Is.
There it is, but only level 1. The Shadowhunter being underleveled. And I think Soin will have to retreat here sooner or later, won't he?
I guess so! Otherwise the TC dies, and that's exactly what's happening. And Happy is back in the series.
Wow, the little fumbly bumbly butterfingers there with the accidental invul on both heroes. I thought at that point someone was going to turn the tides of that fight, but Happy just passes the ring. Who passes a ring? Oh my god, incredible micro from Happy there, makes it work. The statues were always alive too, crucially for Happy. Gave him way more mana, gave him that 75 just when he needed it to save. I think it was the Dark Ranger, but Soin still showing pretty strong play here. I love the Hex on the Dark Ranger to engage every single time. That's something Fly was not doing. He was going Heal Wave every time, but Soin consistently goes Hex first. Hexes the Dark Ranger, gets the first stomp before having to use the push of invulnerability. Very crucial. Now we go to Rusty Creek.
Oh man, isn't that awesome? Isn't that series awesome already? I love it. The decision. Who's joining Caho in the winners final? Is it Happy once again, of course, the reigning and defending champion? Or can Soin upset once again? Both players have lost the maps on their home servers.
Ping!
If we continue following that trend, this might mean that Soin will win the last map and the series, because we're back on Russia Central, where Happy has slightly better ping than Soin. On Rusty Creek, the second time, I believe only, that we see it here on the W3Champions season finals. One of my new favorite maps. Before it was 15 Sway and Lawlight meeting, with Lawlight winning. And yeah, this is a map not many of our viewers are very familiar with so far, I believe. It is an homage to Turtle Rock. If you look at the symmetry, it's very similar to Turtle Rock, just kind of like twisted by 90 degrees. And same as on Turtle Rock, you cannot spawn close to each other, but you can spawn in 2 different positions. So you have to scout where exactly your opponent is to make sure, you have the necessary information. And importantly, we don't have Watch Awards here, of course. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that is not the greatest item, is it? Soin, at the 6 o'clock, Happy at the, what is it? 2:30 o'clock or something like that. Any switch ups? I don't think so. This looks very much like DK Ghouls versus Farseer Headhunters. This is what we expect. Oh man, the greatest players in the world on the greatest server in the world. Who's gonna join Caho in the top 3? Happy, did he figure this out now? Does he know where Soin's weaknesses are, or was this just one overcommitment by Soin and he can bring it back?
Yeah, I feel like this is a downside of this build. I'm still not sure if I like this slow tech by the Orc. The great thing is you have plenty of headhunters early on. You can creep heavy, you can have a strong Farseer, and you can get upgrades rolling quick, but your tech is pretty late. For the TC, I think it's still fine, but the Shadowhunter, that's my big concern. The Shadowhunter oftentimes looks really underleveled with this kind of build. And that was I think the neckbreaker there on map 1, map 2, excuse me, the Shadowhunter didn't provide enough. Level 2 Shadow is not good enough in the late game. You need him in level 3. And that's the difficulty, I guess, with this build. This is something that Soin has tried to fix on our third map.
First blood goes to Soin, if that's an indicator for anything. The Acolyte not able to pull the creep camp away, so Soin with a little bit of extra experience. It will have not, of course, not change the game, but Soin again positioning himself a little more aggressively than Happy does, and Happy, as always, finds a claw.
Going into the middle, this is basically the same movement as on Chariot Exile. Takes the first easy camp outside the main, then goes to the middle, tries to get level 2. And we'll see if he also here has a fast level 3 creep route prepared. Over at the Centaurs, you only get a Tome, but on the other side, you get a Claws, I believe. I'm still not super familiar with the map. But
was just updated recently. I'm not too familiar with it either. Oh, arm in the air, but Wolf resummoned. Tech unfolding. Soin a tiny bit ahead, but that will of course be made up with a Dark Ranger, or most likely made up with a Dark Ranger again.
A player's forces are under attack.
Soin is backing away from the middle, just leaving Happy to do whatever he wants. Happy honestly could have crept level 3 by now, at like the Merc camp or something. But Happy is the one trying to be aggressive, taking this camp away. Soin is looking a bit afraid at the moment. He's got 4 headhunters with upgrade. I think he could try to take a fight here, maybe. Steals the item, nicely done. Slippers won't go to the Dark Ranger.
True that. We all know how good they are there, but the ghouls are breaking through. Want these headhunters, one goes down. So far, only kills on Happy's side, and there will be more.
There's another one.
Can't reach the
But
ghoul.
as proven on map 1, even with plenty of headhunters going down, Soin can come back. I guess it's an upside also of this build. Even if you lose a few headhunters, you have a ton, so maybe you can afford to lose a few. But you certainly don't want to have to say goodbye to too many. But a third one here also seems to be falling.
Happy casually saves a ghoul with 9 HP. Of course he does, because that's what he does. And that's why he's so damn good. This HP pool of Soin's army looks horrible. He needs a hero focus
block
now.
on the headhunter. This would be the 4th one. 3 headhunters fallen so far. Oh, misclick! Oh, okay, that was a big mistake by Soin. Moving the headhunter back in. And that's it already. GG.
Oh, he owned him. He owned him. Oh my god, we came so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, or something, Linkin Park. That sucks, man. Come on. I want this whole series. Oh, well, Soin played very well, but Happy he's so good in those exchanges, man. His micro is insane with the smaller armies. The ghoul's always in the perfect position. He's always got enough mana. He did the same to Fly. The only difference was Fly stuck in the game a little while longer, but nice try to Soin, I suppose.
So with that, Happy has defeated 2 of his Kryptonite opponents in Fly, who was able to beat him on LAN at like BREC, and now also Soin, who robbed him of the Season 9 championship. So who's supposed to stop Happy in this tournament?
Kaho. The legend.
You're laughing,
The
Remo.
chosen one.
You're
That would be
laughing.
so sick. Listen, Kao already defeated Foggy impressively. Same was done to Focus. If he beats Happy now, Kaho is the real shit. But
Yeah.
beating Happy in Night Elf versus Undead, it ain't easy.
Cue Amino, please, everybody. Amino. But for tomorrow, of course, not for today. We won't see it today, but hype for that, of course. The challenge that we thought we might see, we are going to see for Kaho tomorrow.
Oh man, yeah, Happy versus Kaho. Kaho just today defeated 15 Sways 3-0 in TP League, and he has a marvelous run through the bracket here at W3Champions as well. It's the best Kaho we've ever seen. He was able to take a map off of Happy already in Show Cup, so we'll see if he can do it 2 more times tomorrow. We got a $51 donation by Richard. Hope there will be a lot more of these crazy nice tournaments? Of course there will be, because we are getting ready for the Arcadia World Series. You can qualify for that, a $10,000 tournament at the Rara Land LAN that we are hosting in Hamburg. $10,000 on the line. 8 invites will be handed out. That means paid travel and of course paid accommodation, and the last 8 player tickets available, because you sold that event out in just 6 days, you madman. And these qualifiers will start next weekend. You can find them at backtowarcraft.com/RWS qualifier. We got qualifiers in Asia, in Europe, in North and South America, and also in Oceania. So sign up. It's all up on challenge, and we want to see big sign up numbers right there. And of course, we appreciate this prize pool a lot. $3,219 here for War3Champions, with Rara Land coming up. And what's also coming up, boys, is another game. Fly versus Sock. And then we also have the 2 lower bracket round 2 matches where we will see Soin again, and where we will see Focus and Lawliot, and the winner of this upcoming match. So guys, don't go anywhere, or not too far at least. You're allowed to restock on snacks and drinks. You are allowed to go to the War3Champions Discord server, to the Good Vibes channel, and praise the dev team and the server for hosting this, or I guess we are hosting this, for being able to run this. And then we see each other in a couple of minutes.